technical issues yesterday, which ended up with the audio being very distorted. So I'm just coming on live just for a few minutes just to check this and then replay it back to check on the sound levels. Still trying to work out what caused it. So hopefully I should be able to get it fixed and would do a Slamdown one today. So I've gone through that. I'm just going to change to that at the minute because I'm worked some new features out as well as fixing the audio. So now I'm going to run the SmackDown theme tune through and see how that goes when it wants to work. See, I'm not loving Windows 10 at the minute. There we go.
Wall.
Welcome to another episode of Slamdown. We was meant to be on air yesterday doing this review, but we had a lot of technical difficulties. We had problems with the audio. But it seems everything's been fixed, so this is why I'm doing an earlier edition today. But everything should be back to normal next week with our normal show running. Hopefully this issue doesn't come back. It's hard to explain, but we were having problems with a lot of feedback and everything else, which seems to have stopped at the moment. So let's get into the nitty gritty and let's talk about SmackDown. Now, for me, I don't think it was the best SmackDown, in my opinion, but on the rating side, it seemed to catch up with Raw, which it didn't surprise me too much, because I do think the shows were quite even. I think they were as bad as each other. There was a few good points, but there's a lot of bad points, which I'm going to cover now. One thing that annoyed me was John Cena returns and he gets put straight in the main title. To me, I think they should be feeding John Cena out of the company. Well, it's not so much out of the company, but out of TV. They could have him doing live events and all the media work he does, because I think it's his time. I think he's overstayed in the WWE. I think, the fans are going against him. The only other thing that I think they could try for his last run is give him a heel run. Because we know he can play that heel character really well. So we'll have to wait and see what they're going to do with him. But it's all started with AJ Styles coming out, saying he's the face that runs the place. Talking to the fans, and then John Cena music hits, he comes down to the ring, tells AJ Styles, "You've got something that belongs to me." AJ Styles thinking it's the Never Give Up band, so AJ Styles throws that at him, and he goes, "No, that thing around your waist," basically, and basically says, "Oh, gonna be 15-time WWE champion, so then I can go and sit with the man." So basically saying he wants to match Ric Flair's record, which I don't think Cena deserves, to be honest, because I don't feel he is as good as Ric Flair or as good as Ric Flair's legacy. When AJ Styles beat him, I thought he was going to come, I thought they were going to give him a slot where he says goodbye to the fans and then just go under the radar. Right, we had the Usos against the Hype Bros. Now, this match bugged me a lot. A lot of points you might have heard on the Taz podcast, because what he says I totally agree with. I cannot understand why Mojo took the pin. Zack Ryder had an injured leg. That's how they're playing it. He's got an injury. So wouldn't you take advantage of Zack Ryder's injury and pin Zack Ryder? Why would you pin the fully fit guy? It's made Mojo look weaker. Because the way I would have done it, I would have pushed the tag team up and then had Zack Ryder lose it. Because then you're not weakening the Hype Bros. Because you have to be very careful not to weaken another team. But I do like the Usos heel turn. But for me, I think they've messed that match up a little bit. Right. The next bit I want to talk about, I'm going to not try to talk too much because I'll end up falling asleep. It was The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. For Christ's sake. Is it going to be another one of them with Dolph Ziggler and The Miz? I'm getting bored of it. Why do they have to keep repeating matches over and over and over again? I know a company that used to do that. Used to be TNA used to do that. But TNA have seemed to stop that, and now it's the WWE thinking, oh, right, TNA stop doing it, we'll do it. But it did interest me with the Daniel Bryan side. The WWE doctors have told him he can't compete, but I don't know. I think he's going to have one more match, and I think that's going to be against The Miz. I can see that happening. With the way it's been built up, and I will give it to The Miz. His promos have been amazing. The way he's played the character is brilliant. I think this is the best I've ever seen of The Miz. Next part, Jack Swagger. Jumping ship and joining SmackDown Live. I can't work out his promo. It was meant to be a rematch with Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Corbin viciously attacked Crews, and then Jack Swagger came down. His promo, I can't work it out. I thought it was going to be a change of gimmick the way he started off it, and then at the end went, "We are the people." I'm like, oh god, just please stop, because Jack Swagger to me is a brilliant wrestler. And he's had great gimmicks. So I can't understand what they're doing, because they've jobbed him for so long and now they move him on to SmackDown and it looks like he's getting a push. But I don't understand his character at the minute, or what they're trying to do with him. So hopefully things will change on the next couple of SmackDowns and we get to see more and get to see what they're actually trying to do. After that, we had the Fatal 5-Way. Now, another thing, Eva Marie has been seen on the before Backlash, and then suddenly she's just faded off. So I don't know, quite understand what she's doing there, and what they're doing with that. But it's WWE for you. But anyway, I've got to say, it was an absolutely phenomenal match. I thought at the start of the match it was going to be Nikki Bella. I thought she was going to get the win in this, or Natalie. So, those who I thought was going to win, especially with Carmella, Naomi, not even Naomi, because Naomi's been around a while now. With Carmella and Bliss, I thought it's going to be the established, the ones that have been there longer. Naomi has turned into a phenomenal wrestler now. Her ability's got a lot better. But I was so impressed with this match, and I was so impressed they put Bliss over, because I think she is a phenomenal talent. For a woman of her height, her ability is amazing. I'm liking the sort of Harlequin hairstyle, so I can't wait to see her match against Becky Lynch. But yeah, I think there's going to be big things coming from Bliss. And yeah, baby, Heath Slater signs his SmackDown contract. I'm really liking this side of Heath Slater. I'm liking what they're doing with him. I'm liking the character. I think if they need to turn down the arrogance just slightly, and he will be brilliant. Normally we've seen him doing stupid stuff. We've normally seen the 3-man band, the Outcast, and now they've seemed to find the right thing that works for him. He's going to get a double house now. His kids can get better food. All 7 or 8 or 9 or how many he's got all over the place. But no, I liked it. I liked the chemistry with Rhino as well, which I didn't think would work, especially Rhino being a very, EC guy, a very tough guy, a very no-nonsense. So this team seems to work. But I do feel that the match that happened after the contract signing, where the Ascension came down, challenged Heath Slater to a match because he said, I'll fight anybody, any place, anywhere, anytime. And of course the Ascension came out and said, well, it felt like Heath Slater got a battering in that match, and Rhino had to pick up the pieces. Where at Backlash, we really saw Heath Slater really give it his all, and we didn't really see that on SmackDown, and that was quite disappointing for me, because it felt like they were jobbing him a little bit there. So, you know, hopefully they'll put him back, because he reminds me of a little, how can I put it, like Tina did with Rockstar Spud, where he was the little guy, no one believed in him, you know, everyone took the piss out of him, and no matter how much he was beat, he always came back fighting. Heath Slater's a little bit like that to me, you know, no matter how badly he gets beaten, he still comes back fighting, and that's what I like. But yeah, Heath Slater and Rhino defeated the Ascension. You know, like I said, Heath Slater got battered. Rhino hit the gore and saved the match. The Mind Games. Now, between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, I'm really liking this. I don't know if Bray Wyatt, if they should have him on his own, or with Eric Rowan, or bringing someone else into the Wyatt family. I still believe the Wyatt family should be a three-piece. You know, I think Bray Wyatt going on his own, but still having his brothers backing. Like, I would have Eric Rowan and someone else go for tag team titles. You know, use them in that division with Bray Wyatt watches them, and then they help Bray Wyatt win his solo matches. You know, because I like the Wyatt family. I don't want them to drop that. But we saw Bray Wyatt playing mind games with Randy Orton, with him, Bray Wyatt behind the announce table, and Randy Orton in the ring. Lights went out. Eric Rowan was behind Randy Orton, attacked Randy Orton, and Randy Orton hit him with an RKO, and that was pretty much the end of that. Now, as I said earlier with John Cena and all that, Shane McMahon at the start also arranged a match for John Cena. Oh, I've missed this bit, didn't I? Well, after, you know, John Cena wants the belt and all that lot, Dean Ambrose came out, and Dean Ambrose had a battle of words with AJ Styles and also with John Cena. So Shane McMahon made John Cena and Dean Ambrose team up to take on AJ Styles and a partner of his choice. So we saw AJ Styles going at the back, going speaking to Kane. Kane laughed at him. Baron Corbin told him that the only time he'd do anything and that'd be coming for the title. So AJ Styles couldn't find a partner. So Daniel Bryan set him up with the person, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, that was on Raw to take on Braun Strowman. It was the guy with the skull flaming tattoo on his arm. So, you know, he was coming down, they all came down to the ring, AJ Styles was in the ring, so this other bloke came down, was attacked by The Miz, hit a skull crushing finale on the ramp and then threw him to the side, and then started chatting abuse, saying, "This is for you, Daniel," insulting Daniel Bryan. Came to the ring and tagged with AJ Styles. Now, I would have liked AJ Styles and The Miz to get over on this, because I'd have liked to see AJ Styles go, "I am the phenomenal one," and then The Miz go and see Daniel Bryan, "I am one of the top contenders," and really push The Miz up. I felt like they gave John Cena and Dean Ambrose the win because it's John Cena. That's what it felt to me. You know, it was a good match. You know, it felt like it's not the best. You know, AJ Styles can bring phenomenal matches. You know, we've seen it. We've seen him against John Cena and Dean Ambrose. The matches have been out of this world. This felt a bit lackluster. But after the match, when John Cena and Dean Ambrose won, Dean Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds on John Cena as well. So we've got the three-way with John Cena, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles at No Mercy, which I cannot stand because I don't like the idea of John Cena holding the title. I'd rather see AJ Styles hold that title and have a long run with it. But I felt quite disappointed. You know, I don't like feeling disappointed because I love the WWE. I just keep carrying this hope that they're going to get better. Like TNA, I carry the hope they're going to get better. But time will tell, and we'll get to see what the next step is and what they're going to do next and what creatively they're going to do. Just wanted a couple of little things that with Paige. I said from the start that Paige is not going nowhere. It's bullcrap. Her dad has said it's bullcrap, and now she's actually released a tweet telling everybody it's bullcrap. You know, Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Just don't. So she is staying with the WWE. She is coming back soon. She explained that she failed the wellness policy because she couldn't get to her home in time to do it. You know, she was driving 30 miles and she just didn't make it. You know, it happens to all of us. But, well, not all of us, because not all of us take drug tests, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but I think that's it for this episode. There will be no Slamdown show on Sunday because I haven't sorted that show out because I'm still looking for a co-host. But we'll be back on Monday with the TNA review, and then Tuesday with Raw review, and then back to the normal date of Wednesday for the SmackDown review, as long as I don't get audio issues. So a big thanks to everybody listening. Don't forget to comment. Love your feedback of the show. If you think there's anything I missed, your opinions, you know, we're very much about you. We're about the fans. So this has been Slamdown. Thanks to everybody for listening, and we'll see you again Monday.